I'm Myke Shrews.
And I'm Tivis.
And you're listening to
The Munster Cast.
Episode 102.
Oh, crap.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Munster Cast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the Munsters. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews.
Button the microphone.
I am, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend Tivis and his kitty cat that is just busting up the entire thing here, guys. But we don't have time to re-record it, so let's dive on into this. Tivis, how you been, man?
Oh, it's been a week, dude.
It's been a week. Fun.
I don't want to depress people, so.
All right, let's dive on in. All right, guys, let's skip the depressing stuff from Tivis and dive on into the dirty business, even more depressing stuff from us. You can find the Munster Cast on social media via Facebook and Instagram via the Munster Cast. And then we are also on, what is it called? X or Twitter, whatever you guys want to call it now. I do casually get on there and make some posts. And then, of course, we do have a bot that drops the weekly episode there as well for everybody too, guys. I am also posting synopsis time at the moment on my personal TikTok page. I have nothing else to post there right now, so I started posting that as the main quality content on my TikTok is there. You can also catch us on YouTube every Munster Monday, guys, and find other videos that we do drop there. It is youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. That is youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. And you get to see our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday. Guys, if you want to also just find all of our content in one spot, you can swing on over to TheMunsterCast.com. That is www.themunstercast.com or TheMunsterCast.com. Over there, guys, all of our content in one place: video, audio, blogs, vlogs, whatever we do, everything that we are associated with will be within that site there, guys. And then you can also click on the right hand side of the screen and click the microphone icon, leave us a voice message. We will play that on the next coming episode as we record. And then you can also send us messages through the social media as well. But you can also on our website click the shop tab or go to themunstercast.com/merch, and it will direct you straight to our shop. This is the only hyperlink that will direct you straight to our shop, no matter what company we are using at the time. So definitely take advantage, write that down, keep in your bookmarks, whatever you want to do. It is themunstercast.com/merch, and that is how you will know you were at the exact right page for our merchandise, guys. If you don't have social media, don't have anything else, and you want to reach out to us still, or have a long paragraph that you want to send us, go ahead and email us at themunstercast@outlook.com. That's themunstercast@outlook.com. Great way to get a hold of both me and Tivis. We both received the emails at the exact same time, so definitely check that out, guys. And then Tivis, what do we have for him also?
We have a Patreon, which as always is mostly just a tip jar. We do give access to our Discord where you can chat along with us with the episodes. Myke posts the episodes there sometimes.
I do. Yeah, keep it up.
He does. But really, it helps support the show, keeps all this stuff going because, podcasting is not free for our side of things. Mm-hmm. So thank you to each and every one of you who has helped, especially during this time where I am less able to help my side of things. But more importantly than that, we have reviews, likes, ratings, comments. Leave this stuff on your podcatcher of choice, YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever that bullshit is. You can also do this on our website direct. we love hearing from you guys. We love the feedback. We have changed the show in the past. If you're a new listener, because I was on Comic Geek Speak recently and promoted our 100 episodes. So, we might have gotten a few the last couple weeks that, who knows. If you are new, welcome. Please excuse the mess that is our old episodes.
I started going back and rewatching some of those, and I didn't realize how we started some of the videos and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, okay. Yeah, we have.
Dude, I was thinking about how we did 2 episodes a show today, and I'm like, God, what were we thinking?
Doing 2 episodes was rough, man, because we tried, we still fit it in within like the hour, 2-hour gap too.
The burnout was real.
Yeah. So it'll be fun when we go back and watch a couple of those extra specific ones and have a full episode to talk about them again.
I'll get to that in a second, but leave us your comments. We appreciate the 5 stars. That stuff helps boost us in the ratings on all the charts, so it gets more eyes on us, ears, telling people about us, all that. Really helpful. Thank you so much. And as Myke was saying, we would love to hear from you what your episodes of the original show you would like us to return to, and maybe give it the proper air to breathe this time as we talk about it. And with a new found appreciation after seeing almost everything else of Munsters Today, or Munsters in general, because today is the finale of season 2.
Yeah. We're done with season 2 after today, guys, of the Munsters Today. So it'll be fun to we're gonna take a little break, of course, as we've previously mentioned, but yeah, we're definitely excited to jump into season 3 and see what season 3 has to offer, especially after talking with Frank for our 100 episode part 2. Of people who don't know, Frank is cousin Frank is what he's known as in the community. For the Munster fandom, he runs the Munsters Today fan page on Facebook. Huge Munsters guy, Munsters fan, and Munster Cast fan as well, which is awesome. So definitely, if you are not a part of the Facebook page yet and you do like the Munsters Today stuff that we've been talking about, and you want to see more content, see more fun behind the scenes photos and stuff like that, join the Facebook page. It's the Munsters Today fans, I believe it is what it's just called.
I believe yes.
I'm sure if you just type in the Munsters Today on Facebook, it's probably the only thing that comes up besides us. So yeah, definitely join that group.
Honestly, it is catered mostly toward fans of Munsters Today, but these are some of the most welcoming Munsters fans in general I have found online.
Yeah. God. There's a few other Munster groups out there. I'm not gonna shame anybody or anything like that, but there are a few other Munster groups out there. No, we don't need to say the names, but
I didn't say I was going to. I said I'd shame them.
There are a lot more fights, and I actually showed Tivis the other day. I saw it was basically a bot just posting in the group, and you could tell it. I literally went to the page. It was like they had like a few friends, and all their post stuff was about like just hot topics about the things that are going to argue and make people angry and stuff. And I'm just like,
that hot topic, and I immediately thought of the store.
The store. Yeah, that store's a hot mess right now.
It is. Get some Munster stuff. You might revive yourself. No,
it's not as cool as it used to be back.
Get our
in the
stuff.
Yeah, it's not as cool as it used to be back in the day, man.
Yeah, I know. Also, we're like way older, so of course it's not going to be cool.
Back in my day,
a couple of 30-year-olds talking about a teenager hangout spot.
Teenage hangout spot. It has sex toys in it. No.
Hot Topic? You're thinking of Spencer's.
Yes, I'm thinking of Spencer's.
Also a teenage hangout spot, but for different reasons. We used to go in there and just laugh at all the weird shirts they have. But we are way off topic. Anyway.
And the candy penises. All right. So what episode are we talking about today, Tivis?
Well, we are talking about Munsters Today, Season 2, Episode 24, or the 108th 19th episode with both shows together. I did the math this time. I am correct.
This week.
70 plus 48. I know how to do it. This was written by Michael Davidoff. This is his final episode. Last time we saw one of his was Thicker Than Water.
What's it called?
Oh,
you didn't say the
that's
name of
Gratitude. I didn't.
All right.
Yeah, this is called That's Gratitude. And I feel like we should add on For Ya at the end. Because I keep wanting to call it that, honestly. Directed by Bonnie Franklin. You know, this shows Ezra Stone. This is her final episode. The last time we saw her direct something was Will the Real Herman Please Stand Up?
So she has nothing to do with season 3 then?
Nope.
That might be good for Marilyn.
Maybe. Not so much for this episode. We have one cast member, even though there were 2. Eddie's friend does not get mentioned whatsoever. I'm just going to say it right here. I don't even remember what his damn name was.
I do.
What was his name?
It was Derek, I believe.
Derek?
I wrote it down in my notes. Here, let me double check.
We have Herta Ware as the widow.
Walter. Sorry, Walter. How the
Walter
did I get Derek?
I was like, I don't know about that, but all right. Herta Ware as the widow Johansson. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Johansson. Yeah, Johansson.
She was born in 1917 and passed away in 2005. Her first credit was for The Memory of Us in 1974. So she was already in her 50s before getting into acting. And she played the mother of the bride in that. She played Yvette Picard on The Next Generation, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And Ida in The Golden Girls. And she's got like a total of 51 projects she was a part of. And unfortunately, a lot of them I'm not familiar with. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm sure Mike, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, there's quite a few
You have to look on here.
Religious projects that she was a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you may have seen her in a number of things. Oh, she was in ER. My mom probably recognizes her then.
Are you talking about like the old stuff she did? Oh, she's okay. Cruel Intentions. That was a good one. Yeah. Miss Sugarman.
Highway to Heaven. I've never heard of that, but it's a great title. Play on words. I love that stuff.
An awesome show called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, which I love to watch.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I must have skimmed over that one.
It was one of her last projects she did before it looks like she passed away.
Yeah, in 2005.
So it was like one of her last projects then before she retired from acting or stopped acting, you know.
Yeah. So, you know, she's got a pretty good career. And I have to say, based on her performance in this episode, she's pretty damn good at what she does. Oh my God, I loved her.
She was in the TV movie Alien Nation Millennium.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I didn't know if I was going to mention it or not, but yeah, I remember renting that.
I don't know if I've seen Millennium because that probably is based off of the TV show then, right? Because they had an Alien Nation movie. And then they had a TV show. So this looks like it's a spin-off from the TV show.
It might be. I only remember renting Alien Nation once, and it was a wild ride.
Yeah, because this is not the Alien Nation movie itself. This is something completely different. I mean, it's not completely different, but because the original Alien Nation came out in like the 80s. So yeah, this has to be a spin, like a movie from the show, kind of like they did that Blade TV show on Sci-Fi, and then did like a Blade movie with him, which was just an extended version of an episode.
I say, wasn't that just the first 2 episodes together?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you're back. Don't hit the microphone, please.
All right. So, what else you got for us?
That's all, because you know the boy who played Eddie's friend, no mention, not in the credits.
She was
Not
in
on
Critters
IMDb.
too. She was in Critters 2, Cocoon. How do you not mention these things?
I never saw Critters 2 or any Cocoon.
What? All right. She was in both Cocoons. That's dope. Okay, yeah.
See, I knew you would recognize a few things.
I haven't seen Cocoon in years, like before I became a dad. So years, decades, centuries, a millennia.
Getting
All right.
here.
Anything else?
No, like I said,
Before
that's
the episode.
there are only 2 guests. That's
All right, dude. So is it time then for me?
I think it's time.
Are you gonna be quiet while I do my stuff?
Mm-hmm.
With your cat's booty in the camera. Guys, if you're not watching, this is just funny to watch Tivis's facial reactions.
I'm trying so hard to stop her from attacking the microphone.
While his cat's like on his desk and stuff. She's just like, give me attention. Attention.
Beat me in the face with her tail.
And then she's just flirting with the whole world by putting their booty in front of the camera. It's funny. All right, guys, it's synopsis time.
Oh, don't step on that.
Synopsis time. 4, That's Gratitude, which aired June 9th, 1990, as Tivis previously stated. On this episode of The Munsters Today, the heat is scorching the bodies laid about the graveyard, giving all the dead a strain of energy. As Herman gears up to host a funeral at the Munster house, Lily lends a supportive hand as Grandpa has his fears, doubts, and wits about the whole idea. Will the Munsters find out death is just time in a box? Will Grandpa find true love in money and agony? Will Herman be fearful of lending a helping hand? And as chainsaw noises come from Lily's kitchen, will the horror aunt who criticizes everything persona arise within the Munsters house? Will Eddie finally have male companionship? Or will Marilyn's true form of a succubus scare him away? And will chaos ensue? Find out this week on The Munsters Today. Yeah. Shabang.
Very nice for a finale.
All right.
I didn't point out, but I thought it was weird. This show ran into June. I'm so used to shows ending in May for the spring season.
It was like the very first week of June.
You got me in the mouth that time.
Because the last episode was in May. And then this episode was June 9th.
No, the last episode was June 2nd.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the 9th was the second Saturday of the month. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, okay. Dude, I just came about a thing that says, what happened on June 9th, 1990?
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to look through that as we start this episode. Oh, wait. Famous birthdays. Nope. Nobody we know.
Okay. So we open on Grandpa and Lily trying to cool off with a fan and blocks of ice. Herman walks in complaining about the heat. 3 bodies got suntans before they could bury them. I don't know if that's how that works.
They should be in coffins. They should be in coffins. Why are they not in coffins?
That thought didn't even cross my mind. My thought was that, just the heat doesn't matter. Lily asks how his day was besides the heat. Terrible. Goodberry, Gateman, and Graves sent this widow's husband to Potter's Field without a funeral because she was too poor to pay for one. Lily is absolutely disgusted and can't imagine being locked in a plain wooden box with a plain wooden marker for all of eternity. Grandpa tells her not to knock it. Generic is all the rage.
All the rage. Generic. And it's probably true because in the 90s, that is like late 80s, early 90s. That's when you started getting all those generic brands of like cereal, and instead of Rice Krispies, it was Pop Krispies or something. Like you had all those things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Generic medicine started taking off, which actually was pretty good for a lot of us because those name brand, those people try to rake you over the coals. They need competition.
Yeah. I literally, my medication is just the name of the stuff. So it's not the actual, it's no brand. It's just the freaking chemical compound.
The Latin name they threw together.
So I'm like, I don't give a crap. I'm like, I can pronounce it. I don't care. As long as I can tell the pharmacy what I need, I don't care.
So Lily asks if Herman said anything, and Grandpa jumps in saying he better not have. Like, yeah, you're always jump in flat head first, and we all suffer because of it.
It's very true.
Herman's just shoot me now.
I mean, because we had that episode where, you know, he wanted to help that one lady get out of, you know, from killing her husband. And
yeah, they were there for like a year.
Yeah. Time jump.
Yeah.
They did a freaking year in like 20 minutes. That's crazy.
They did. Herman prefers to give people the benefit of the doubt, and Grandpa's like, fine, as long as you keep your hands off of our savings and don't give them that. And Lily's like, you didn't. He's, of course not. We can't afford that. We're gonna have the funeral here instead.
For the funeral. And then this is where Grandpa is like, why he's asking about embalming fluid. Like, do you know how much embalming fluid? Of course he knows. He ran a parlor for like a day or two.
Like a week, I think.
Like, yeah, a week. Remember, he did it in where you prepare the pizzas.
It was a donut shop.
Donuts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it was the filling stuff is what he used to do the embalming. But why is Grandpa worried about that? Technically, the body should be embalmed already before the funeral, so that has nothing to do with them. They're just saying words now. They're like little toddlers sometimes with this show, dude. They just say words.
But Herman's not worried. Look, they found out a while ago that Diet Cola has a longer shelf life anyway.
That'll make the body like freaking decay faster.
Yeah, I think we get a hint of that towards the end, but Lily is worried about having another body in the house in this heat wave for good reason. Dead people smell. Sometimes alive people smell worse. Herman then tries to really persuade them to do it, especially if you go to a convention, I'll add. Yep. Yeah.
I went to one of like a week, 2 weeks ago now, and like I was only there for an hour, and I was like, I'm out. I'm out.
Con funk is real. Wash yourself, people.
Yeah. Luckily, I had like a shirt on for one of the companies I do the marketing for, so I didn't have to pay to get in. Otherwise, I would have had to stay there like all day if I paid to get in there.
Gen Con is the worst convention I've ever been to for it. These freaking nerds all showing up to play board games for 4 to 5 days. There was a joke on Reddit this year. You know, Gen Con's coming up. How early are you going to stop showering?
So I went to this is getting off topic real quick, but I did go to a college where it was like film students, sports like media students, game development students. They were like some of the stinkiest guys. The game people were always the stinkiest guys because it was like they would go to class, go home, play games, and do their homework, and then come back to class. And I'm just like, y'all have a shower. There's running water in this country, bro. Like, or go to your pool.
But I understand. You know, we don't have to shower every day for the health of our body, but for the sanity of the people around you, please do it.
Yeah, or deodorant. You know, just something to help. And it always does depend on how big of a person you are too. I'd hate to say it, but I noticed like as I've gotten bigger, because I used to be a lot thinner, more in shape.
And for those watching the video, yes, he is saying what do you think he's saying?
What?
You look like a normal ass person, dude.
I got some boobies going on now. I got a little beer belly going on. I don't even drink that much. I got face fat. I used to be so much in better shape, but when I started getting out of shape, I started noticing more. Yeah, you just have to keep up with your hygiene a lot more. Unfortunately, you know.
Yes, please just take care of yourself, people. The smell. It's a good guy.
And yes, that was me telling Tivis he looks like Peter Griffin.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
What are you thinking?
I was trying to remember the last time someone called me that. I really can't remember.
Yeah. Giggity.
Yeah. So Herman's trying to persuade them to do this, and Lily's like, all right, no, you're pushing way too hard for this. Why? Herman reveals that him and another boy used to pick on this old lady in the old country. You know, tip her cows, bury her pigs, usual stuff. Once even using corn to make her scarecrow anatomically correct. Lily is disgusted hearing this, by the way. He's like, look, I was 215 and too young to know better. Get off my back.
You know how hard it was for me to make sure I didn't say anything about scarecrows with boners in my synopsis?
I am truly shocked you didn't.
I was just like, why? Yeah.
He's also, plus my friend had a spear, so the peer pressure was pretty bad. And Grandpa is like, can you get to the point already? All right. It's like, all right. The widow died before I could apologize to her. And Lily's like, oh, I understand. You're using this old lady as a stand-in for that old lady. All right, fine. We'll host it on Sunday. Cut to Herman chiseling a tombstone on the dining room table. Grandpa asks why it's so thin and long. Well, you see, the dearly departed was anorexic. Like, okay, now we're getting the reverse of fat jokes.
It was a fence panel. It was a piece of fencing. It was just a cheap piece of fencing that someone probably found on set, and they were just like, hey, use this.
Yeah, they colored it gray.
It's not even gray. It's just wood.
Is it? It looked gray to me.
Let me see. Let me get to it. You know, I guess they did paint it gray. Yeah. But that's just when he first shows it at the table. So I just skipped ahead. When he first shows it at the table, I swore it was just a piece of wood coloring. Yeah.
Now that you say that, I 100% believe that's exactly what they did. They just grabbed fencing.
Yeah.
Probably ripped it off another set that was filming, and they're like, what happened to our fence? So
Roseanne's being shot next door, and they're like, where's the fence panel? Don't worry, we'll have Dan Connor redo the fence this episode.
Now it makes it look more authentic.
Poor what was it? Poor class or lower class family or whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Dude,
they're missing panels.
My grandparents had a chain link fence, and it was so busted up from the amount of times my grandpa rode his riding lawnmower into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I grew up with nothing but chain link fences. Like all these I see so many houses now with like the plastic fencing or the nice wooden fences. I'm just like looking at it. I'm like, man, that's not easy to jump over when you gotta go get your ball. Especially if you're on the side that doesn't have the 2x4s on it to jump over, to climb over easily. Yeah. You good?
Yeah, I was just wondering what the noise was that was coming through my window.
Yeah.
So Grandpa's like, you know, you're going to regret letting people take advantage of you. And hers, oh no, just wait till you meet her. And at that moment, the doorbell rings. The widow comes in a wheelchair and greets them, greets the three of them. You know, at this point, I'm like, where are the kids? We've no sign of Eddie or Marilyn at all this episode.
So far.
They quickly move on to talking about the body in the kitchen. It turns out that was his favorite. I'm getting a spam call. Turns out that was his favorite spot in the house. And Grandpa is shocked to hear this from looking at him.
Yeah.
You could bury that man in an umbrella stand. Lily wheels her into the living room. She tells them about how death has drastically reduced her husband's earning power. Yeah, that'll do that.
Mhm.
Grandpa, and honestly, I feel like the laughter in the audience was pretty delayed, as I don't know if it was canned laughter or a live studio audience at this point, but
It's probably live studio.
that joke took a second to land.
Yeah.
Grandpa, Grandpa seems to be taking this all in, and he's like, "Why didn't you just cremate him?" "Oh, I couldn't do that. He stopped smoking years ago." And the expression on Grandpa's face, I can't tell if it's "Oh" or "What" or "Good Lord, this woman is insane."
Sorry, I'm getting Tommy to peek around the corner. Yeah.
She's so thankful for Herman for helping them have this service. She almost forgot that she has something for him. It's her husband's
Mhm.
college ring. And then she wheels into the kitchen to apparently take it off of him. Grandpa, yeah, all right. I may have been wrong about this one. Fine.
Yeah.
We know how much that hurts Grandpa to do from the time they were locked away for the trial.
Then you hear, "You got any WD-40?
Yeah,
Never mind. This will do."
you hear a chainsaw. And I'm like, did this woman kill her husband?
And she's just dismembering the body now.
Why do they have a chainsaw in the kitchen? Anyway,
I mean, it is the Munster house, so like, really, a
it's
chainsaw in the
still
kitchen?
unwieldy as hell for any kind of carving.
It might not even be an actual chainsaw. It might be something else that they have that just sounds like it. More power, bro. It's like the electric knives, and they just gave it more power.
More power. Oh.
I mean, their cat did roar before, so
Yeah, Kitty.
kitty.
Everyone
Have a
forgets about
pet.
Kitty.
They don't have a pet in this one, do they?
Just
Besides
Spot.
Spot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, does the Raven count?
They don't have the Raven anymore.
Yeah, they do.
When does the Raven ever show up?
The last
In
time he showed up, I
season
think.
1.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's the last time I
Yeah.
reckon I remember.
And season 2 and season 1 seem like they're in 2 completely different universes.
Yeah, because the boar head was also apparently still alive.
Yeah.
So Herman and Grandpa
Season 1, oh dude, season 1 was like really good within the confines of this is 20
Munsters.
years later,
Yeah.
the Munsters and stuff. And then this one is a good showing of how to make them more contemporary, modern. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm curious how season 3 goes, dude.
So Herman and Grandpa yeah, me too, carry in a thin grandfather clock. And I mean, this is probably the smallest grandfather clock I have personally ever seen.
Really?
No, I guess I didn't personally see it because it was on the screen.
I was gonna say,
I have witnessed.
I have seen it with my eyes.
Yeah. It's the perfect size for the man, apparently. And it's very poetic. At that moment, the doorbell rings. It's the widow stopping by to help, see if she can help. She hands Lily what looks like a pudding cup, saying it's all she could afford for a headstone.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell what it was, so I'm just going to assume it was a pudding cup. And oh boy, do they have a surprise for her. And Lily wheels her over to see it.
Tivis, but to go back to the clock, I don't see how anybody can fit in there.
I think that was the joke.
Like maybe starving kids in Africa, but that's about it.
Supposedly this man could fit in an umbrella stand, so
he must have been part related to the Munsters then.
Maybe. They do have a lot of extended family out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, this cat is sleeping behind me on the chair, by the way. I can't lean back or get comfy in any way.
Lean back. Lean back.
So Lily wheels her over to see the tombstone that Herman has been working on. And she is so grateful, but she does wonder if it could be too much trouble to redo the lettering and Helvetica Bold. And apparently she is a lady of font taste. Brick Heck would be thrilled to meet her. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch The Middle. It is a great show.
I always wanted to learn how to do the fonts by hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much easier with the computer.
Well, yeah.
Click, bang, there we go.
Grandpa says her. Okay.
I have learned somewhat of the style of like some of the old English lettering.
Some calligraphy.
So what I did was I printed out a big sheet of it, and then I taped it to the backside of glass, and I would trace over it to learn how to do it properly to get some of the letters down. And my handwriting sucks. And then when my wife saw that, she was like, really? You can do that, but you can't write normal? I was like, it took me freaking forever to practice that stuff. Come on. But you write English all the time. Yeah, well, so what? I could probably write it better in Klingon too.
I wouldn't doubt it. So yeah, Grandpa's like he laughs a little bit. He's like, yeah, sure. Herman would be happy to take the next 6 to 7 hours to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Lily takes some tiny plants from her that apparently flout. Why? Oh my God, she's so fat. She's trying to shove me off the chair.
Now who's making fat jokes? Wow,
that's not a joke. She was on camera. She's a fat cat.
What were they trying to say? Flowers?
Yeah, she takes like some plants from this widow that oh, by the way, they say her name earlier in the show and she just call me the widow. So that's what I did in my notes. They're like, I don't know what they are. They're like weeds. And she's like, oh, those are the only things I had from my planters.
Mm-hmm.
My husband loved flowers. And Lily's like, don't worry about it. I got tons of roses out back. I really want gone anyway. He preferred orchids.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be more difficult because the closest nursery is 30 miles away. Oh, no. Not just orchids. Specifically, African orchids. And they must not have bloomed yet. She wants to be able to take them home after the service.
Yeah.
Orchids
don't freaking die unless you try and kill them. My wife loves orchids. And instead of buying her crappy flowers that are always going to die, like, you know, the roses, like a bush of roses or whatever, I would just buy her an orchid every so often because they're pretty and everything like that. And she likes them. And they don't just die in a vase, you know? We have too many, Tivis. We still have one from our wedding. I'm just like, why is this alive still? Can it please die? Like over here where you can't see in the office, there's this thing in front of a window. And it has just in that area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 of orchids in 10 different pots. So at least there's fresh oxygen in my office, you know.
Yeah, no, that's important. Whatever you do, don't buy a wisteria bush. Don't be ripping up my chair, cat.
All right. Is this to where she leaves?
Well, Grandpa's like floored by this. He's like, I've never heard of anyone wanting a doggy bag from a funeral, but every funeral I've been to, the closest family member or members like always take the floral arrangement home after the service. Is that weird?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I haven't been to a funeral in a while. We didn't have like a traditional funeral when my brother died, but so I haven't been to like a traditional funeral in a long time. Thankfully. I mean, I've had family members die. I just haven't been able to go that far for a funeral, you know? Yeah.
It's the way they're acting in this show, though. They made it seem like that's unusual.
Yeah, no, it's not unusual for them to take the flowers home with them. Same thing at like the weddings and stuff like that. You would, you know, the bride and groom don't necessarily take the flowers home with them. They like, just take this shit. Get out of here. I don't want to take this stuff home with me. But yeah, this is where she starts acting. This is where I wrote in my notes. She starts acting like the crazy aunt that has to say anything she can to criticize everyone while acting innocent.
Yeah. She goes from this sweet old lady voice to like this most maniacal tone, and I love it.
Why does she not have somebody pushing her around?
Yeah.
Like whenever she's in the house, she has either Herman or Lily pushing her around in the chair. But Herman like pushes her ass out the door. And I'm like, how is she moving herself?
Yeah, Herman is excited to show her the spot on the property he picked out for her husband. And Grandpa's like, it's right under the lawn jockey, which is a joke I don't get. It went over my head. So
what do you mean?
I don't know. They laughed at it. It had to be a joke.
Well, I mean, the lawn jockeys, there are things that you put in your, they're people. The statues of the jockeys.
Oh, okay. So it's a lawn ornament. I thought it was a
kind
literal
of like
jockey.
They're kind of like what are those things called? You put in your garden. No, gnomes. But they're jockeys. Short, small, skinny. So
okay,
it kind of makes sense with him being small and skinny.
I took this show so literal because that's usually what they do, and figured they had an actual jockey buried somewhere in there.
Now, a lot of lawn jockeys back in the day, though, were like, you know, blackface, I guess, like Jim Crow stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of jockeys in the Jim Crow Museum. So, but they're all like the black-faced ones. And I don't know if they're blackface or if they're supposed to be black jockeys themselves. It's hard to tell because the faces on them, some of them would have very white around the lips, white around the eyes, and then it's just black. So it's very, you're like,
racist?
yeah, a little bit. It just depends on how you look at it, I guess. I mean, I don't know when those ones came out specifically, but they did have black lawn jockeys too back in the day as well. So you had like the white ones, the black ones, and then like blackface ones, or maybe somebody had a white one and they just painted it black and like made it look blackface. I don't know, man. Look, I'm the guy playing the guy disguised as the other guy.
Yeah, no, it's just that comment went over my head at the time. So she's like, oh, that's nice. However, I was wondering, like, if we could honor his last request. And Grandpa's like, a divorce? Grandpa seems about done with this lady already, and she loves his sense of humor. Her tone changes into the maniacal one as she asks if Herman can dig the grave in the shape of Sweden.
Yeah.
And Grandpa has no idea what the hell is going on with this lady. Herman's like, look, I have to be very careful not to cut into a water main or Aunt Sally.
I mean, I'm looking on on here. If you can't really necessarily see it, guys, this black mat on my desk is a map of the entire world.
Yeah, it's not visible in the screen, but I have seen it.
I can plan my attacks appropriately. So I have Sweden is almost dead center on this map here, right up by Norway.
Remind me never to play Risk with you.
But Sweden is just like, it's not a very shapeful thing. You just dig a friggin' hole. She wouldn't know the difference. You just dig a really crappy hole instead of a straight square hole or a straight rectangle hole. Even though it's not. Why do they call it a hole if it's a rectangle? is a whole able to be another shit? Well, I guess so. Yeah, technically. Yeah, because the whole is just there's
You
the
can have all
whole
types of shaped
contents
holes.
come out of it. Yeah, yeah. That was a stupid question.
I'm glad we got it recorded. Somebody clip that.
It's okay. I watched one of the Addams Family movies the other day, and I took what they said in there straight seriously, and then I had conversation with my wife, and I was like, "Oh yeah, those are extinct." Because Addams Family said it once, and I was just like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Like, you good?
Yeah. One of my
Okay.
externals is starting to die, so it closed and
Okay.
reopened on me. It's fine.
All right.
Dude,
Let's get
I
through
was
this.
just questioning what the hell a
Oh.
lawn jockey was. So I think this episode we're both kind of like, it is the final of the season. So
dun dun dun.
Herman's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it a try if it means that much to you, I guess. Sure. She's like, okay, I'd like to go out and get some fresh air now. By the way, I noticed your drawbridge over the moat isn't up to code for handicapped people. You may wish to consider putting in a handrail. And Herman's like, yeah, I might do that. Bye.
Mm. And then she comes back.
Grandpa points out how she is preying on their sympathy to take advantage of them.
Yep.
Why do you always suspect the worst in people? I'm never disappointed.
It's the fundamental law of the universe. No good deed shall go unpunished.
He's like, I know her type. She's one of those old people that uses their age, tricking other people into thinking she's frail, so they do things for her. I'm one of them after all. Yeah, the widow comes back with a luggage bag. Grandpa has that same bad feeling as when Herman's depressed friend decided to stay. I love anytime that is like, anytime someone's hinting at staying with them, he's like, I got a bad feeling. She wants to stay there until after the funeral. They're not too happy about it, but Herman tells Lily, look, she could stay, right? You know, putting this all on Lily, and Lily's like, I hate you so much. Yeah, sure. We could set up a cot in Marilyn's room. She's not around anyway. So the widow goes off to get the rest of her things, and
how do they not have a guest room? How do they not have a guest room in that big ass house?
Yeah, I thought that too. Don't they have family who come and stay?
I thought they did have a guest room.
Maybe they don't want to offer it to her.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's where they decided to keep the body.
And put her a Spot. Right under the stairs. She can become the people under the stairs.
In a while either.
Yeah.
I hope he makes a big comeback in season 3. Remember that time we saw his tail poke through the ceiling in this show? That was cool. Let's get more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we cut to the day of service. Oh, what do you say?
They have a fan blowing on the dead body. That's just going to make the smell worse.
Grandpa comes up. Why does he get the electric fan? And then he sniffs. He's, oh, yeah.
No, just they should be putting ice in there, not a fan on him.
Lily is ready for this all to be over. The service, the heat, this lady. She had to make new food for the funeral after she found out the one she made yesterday didn't fit her diet. She can only eat 2 things, Flaming Young and lobster thermidor.
Mm-hmm.
And look, people, Flaming Young is a ripoff. Working at a meat thing with a butcher, like you can literally buy things that have Flaming Young attached to them,
Mm-hmm.
and for less money, you're being ripped off buying that little time. And the other thing, I've never had any interest to try because I don't like seafood or crustaceans. I'm a very cheap dude.
I just bought steak this morning.
So, I don't even fuck with that. I'll cook it for my wife, but I'm like, I'll have a hot dog.
I told my wife I want to go on the all red meat diet.
Oh, Atkins?
And just kill myself.
Yeah. Sodium intake's gonna be.
Herman, do it right. You're good.
Yeah, Herman comes in glad to be out of the sun finally. And what
Mhm.
does that smell? And Grandpa decides to mess with him by telling him it's a new cologne called Deceased. Lily's worried Herman will have a stroke out there. And Grandpa hates the, look, I hate jump starting you when that happens.
Just wait till one of these days somebody takes embalming fluid and makes a perfume out of it and does call it Deceased. Just
I'm sure someone has tried.
I am sure it will eventually happen and like get on the market and everybody will love it. It'll become like a crate. Why am I even saying it
aren't
on here? Because
most
someone's gonna do it.
perfumes like glands out of the ass of animals or whale puke anyway?
Stuff like that. There was like a thing too, like gladiators' sweat became perfume for women. They just use oils and then they'd scrape it off of them and stuff.
Yeah, man musk.
And gladiators were not in shape. They were not sexy hot guys like they show on TV.
Oh, you mean it's not Kurt Russell from 2000s?
No.
It's Kurt Russell now?
Yes. That's exactly what our tour guide said when we toured the Coliseum.
So, the widow changed her mind on the location of the grave 3 times now. Now she can't decide between the 3 spots. If she can't make up her mind, I'm going to have to split the difference. And I don't know why, but Grandpa decided to explain the joke to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie makes his appearance by jumping down the stairs, complaining that the widow has been on the phone for 3 hours. And Grandpa is amazed she can talk so long. She left her teeth in the bathroom sink. You don't need teeth to talk, Grandpa. My grandparents were proof of that.
Like a chatterbox. I think that was a reference to being a chatterbox.
See, another joke that went over my head. It's an off week for me, people.
Are you short? How tall are you? Because a lot of things go over your head.
I'm like 5'9", 5'10", like right between there.
I know. I'm just messing with you, dude.
Eddie Jones. Oh, yeah. I'm going backwards now. Let's take a moment to remember the long distance calling didn't. Oh, I jumped ahead. Herman asks if he knows who she is talking to, but she's speaking in Swedish, so he has no idea. Long distance calling didn't end until 2006.
What do you mean? Like the charges for it?
Yeah. Yeah, she's racking up their phone bill.
I wouldn't know. We make phone calls to Mexico all the time, so.
Well, you can now. Oh, you're back. Yay.
As long as you have like unlimited international and stuff on your plans.
So Herman's like, look, whatever. I'll do anything to make this old handicapped lady happy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandpa's like, oh, yeah? Come look at this. It's in your pajamas.
Tivis said, come look at this. And his cat put its tail right up. So his anus was showing right on the screen, guys.
Yeah, she's fun.
Your cat is a comic genius. The timing is perfect. And you said it too. And I looked over at the screen right when you said it.
Oh, you're still here.
I'm sorry for audio listeners on this one. All right.
Yeah. So the body's in his pajamas, and that's the final straw for Herman. She has to leave. Cut to the lady refusing to leave. She doesn't want to leave her until her husband has laid the rest. Grandpa's like, look, we could send you pictures. The funeral is ready to begin. All you need to do is say, go.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you people tell I'm in shock? She's watching TV at this point, and Grandpa's like, you're watching a show on male strippers. And she's, am I really? I don't have my glasses on. I thought this was like, I don't know what, PBS or something. And she really gets into it. She's so excited.
Yeah.
Lily's like, how can you act like this in front of your husband? Good point. And she slams the clock face down so that she can get back to her show.
So her husband's face has just been pointed open the whole time. He is
jammed into this clock, dude.
So then next scene, Eddie runs up from the lab,
Mhm.
and he has a friend with him, a little goth friend with him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's super excited to show his buddy
of
this body.
of course, it has to be a goth friend to be friends with Eddie. Like he can't have normal male
Hey,
companionship.
we were talking about Hot Topic earlier. Hot Topic is definitely the store Eddie shopped at.
Hot Topic is definitely the store both of these kids shopped at, but I don't think Hot Topic was around in 1990, was it?
I don't know.
Let's see. Hot Topic opened when? 1989. Okay.
So there you go. In California.
All right. Let's see what those stores looked like back then. Oh, geez. Oh, God. No. Oh, wow. It's whoa. The history of Hot Topic.
Yeah, his
Garage.
buddy. Oh, he finds something interesting.
The story of Hot Topic success from garage store to growing chain business. So they started in the garage, like you do.
Yeah.
That is some 80s leashes if I ain't never seen them.
Oh
Woo.
boy.
Anyways.
So yeah, Eddie's friend is super excited. He's like, dang, an electric chair, a guillotine, and a stiff. You got some awesome toys. And Eddie's like, oh, you wait to see this place until Christmas. And I immediately thought of the Christmas movie and got sad.
Yeah.
That's the leather boys.
And Fruitcake Santa.
Oh, that movie is so full of sexual tension. It's insane.
It's a very gay movie.
It's very
It's very gay movie. And not like in a negative way towards gay. It's just a very
it's
very
homoerotic for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
As the guy who used to
they
be on the radio
literally
show said,
they literally turned Santa into a fruitcake in that movie, guys. Like you
we
can't
had leather bikers.
they're like literally telling you what they want in that movie.
The pervy elves. Oh, they ruined that one for me. All right.
Yeah.
Grandpa comes in irritated that he has to read the eulogy. He's the only one with any training in theater. And Lily brings up the fact that he performed in Transylvania dinner parties. And Grandpa's like, that wasn't my choice. You either did well or became dinner. Herman tells him this man deserves a few kind words as he put the Swedish flag on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you chose Grandpa for this? And even Grandpa wants to know why. This man is safe from his wife. We are the ones that need kind words. And Lily agrees with Herman that he deserves this no matter who he chose to marry. Grandpa has no idea what to say. I didn't know this guy. You know? Grandpa's like, well, let's talk about what it was like to live with the widow. And Grandpa's like, holy shit, we need to build this man a monument.
Yeah.
Now
then they want her to come down.
Yeah, it's like now what we need to do is get out of bed. Grandpa wastes no time. Lunch. And she comes walking down the stairs. I had a sneaking suspicion the wheelchair was not needed, but I did not expect them to just blatantly.
I mean, to be fair, if she needed the wheelchair, how did she get upstairs in the first place? And how did they expect her? Well, how did they expect her to get downstairs if none of them were upstairs to help her get down?
But to be fair, Herman just said out of bed, not down the stairs. He probably would have helped her up and down because that's the type of guy Herman is.
Too nice.
Herman's like, lady, you can walk. And she looks down. She's like, it's a miracle. Now, where's the food? Herman then looks at Grandpa and is like, let's go. Start this. Friends, mortals, Herman. She didn't give. She's like, I didn't give permission to start the funeral. I haven't even done my hair yet. I need more time. How much more time? Oh, 2 or 3 months. Herman looks at Grandpa's like, keep going. You know, fuck her. Grandpa calls the man generous, and she laughs about him renting shopping carts to the homeless. He was an upstanding man who was loved in his church. Some church. They all wore black robes and killed chickens. Grandpa is flustered by this point. He was a loving husband and a good father. He was a terrible father. The first 2 words out of our son's mouth was, "Orphanage, please."
It doesn't mean the guy was a terrible father. Maybe the mom was a terrible mother. And at least
both terrible people.
And at least his people were wearing black robes and not white robes with pointy hats.
I thought that too. I thought that too. I'm like, oh, thank God we went cult. Lily tells her she is ruining her own husband's funeral, and sarcastic is like, huh, you should be happy with yourself. But she is happy. She's ecstatic. Yeah. She hated his guts. And this is where this lady turns into my favorite character. Grandpa demands to know if you hated him, why are you putting us all through this? Revenge. One thing he wanted most of all was a lavish funeral. Now look at him, shriveled up like an old grape, laid out in pajamas from Kmart.
It's messed up, bro.
It is. Poor Herman. Oh, this lady. If she wanted revenge, why not just send him to Potter's Field? Potter's? Why? This place is so much worse. At least Potter's Field has a view. She opens up the clock face and asks if someone has any darts. And Herman's like, okay, funeral done. It tells Grandpa to help him drive the clock to the hole. Lily shoves her out of the house to find, the bus stops at the end of the block. Go. The widow says, like, I'm not leaving yet. I want to thank you all for your hospitality. These last few days, I have really felt part of the family. So if I get married again, let's do this again sometime. And I'm like, Grandpa, your perfect bride is leaving. What are you doing?
And yet she's leaving the body in the house.
Well, they're going to go bury. I loved this turn. This turn on a dime thing of her maniacal voice. Oh.
Yeah. Did they make sure that they have a death certificate for this body?
I don't think they did.
Because I'd be worried. I'd be like, did you kill this kid?
Yeah. Especially since they're burying him on the property.
Yeah. She leaves, and then all of a sudden you hear screaming and yelling, and Walter and Eddie run down the stairs. And Walter comes running down screaming. He just saw what? Tivis, as Eddie describes.
He saw Marilyn without her makeup.
More succubus proof? Question mark?
That's such a fuck joke. Oh, especially with what we know behind the scenes.
Yeah. And Marilyn did not appear at all in this episode, which kind of sucks.
Makes me think this may have aired out of order, and this was actually filmed during that time that she was struggling to be on the show.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What is the words I'm looking for? For being the finale, you feel that the whole family should have freaking been in the episode, dude.
They should have, yeah. I kind of feel like maybe last episode should have been the finale, honestly.
Yeah.
No. Last episode was, it was the strike. Yeah, because the whole family was there. Yeah. That would have been a great ender.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking Deadlocked, but that's because we're idiots. So yeah, last scene of the season, dude.
Yep.
The family minus Marilyn are sitting at the table eating dinner. Herman's reading an article on the late husband.
You notice how they make it seem like it's not that big of a deal that Marilyn's not there?
Yeah, there's not even a chair for her.
There's not a chair there, and they centered Grandpa on the other side of the table instead of having an extra spot for Marilyn in case, she comes home or she comes down or anything.
They spread them out unlike they normally do.
Yeah.
So
it's messed up.
Yeah, it is. He's reading an article on this dead guy they just buried in his backyard. He was part of the Fortune 500. and reportedly worth 24 million, which is
No.
roughly 56 million today.
No, way more, dude.
Are you sure?
240 million.
Oh, well, that's even more. Well, let's see how much that is.
That's a lot more.
240. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1990 to 2024. Show me. It is roughly. I'm missing a zero.
Dun, 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 dun.
My God. Nope, that's 2 billion. I had the right zero. It's giving me the wrong number.
Okay.
It's only giving me 24 million. It's not giving me. Okay. Nope, that's 1,000. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, it's probably roughly the same, which is 5,600, 560 million, whatever. You just add another zero at the end. Math. It's pretty simple.
What was this? 1990, right?
Yeah.
24 240 24 million. No, why is it saying that? Mother sucker. Add another zero, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
From 1994 to 2024 would be 578 million and 49 and no wait, that's 100,000 million. Yeah, 578 million 49,273.14.
Grandpa gets up from the table. Where are you going? That poor woman needs a boyfriend. Freeze on the family laughing at the table together.
As Grandpa goes off and becomes the Black Widow.
I thought this lady is perfect for him. They have the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
So she wanted everything to do with Sweden. Was this guy bigoted to Sweden?
I mean, his name was Sven.
Yeah, I know. But she was doing everything she can to make him mad.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he must have really hated Sweden or people from Sweden.
No idea, dude. All right. Final thoughts, dude. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So this one was an all right one. I'd put it middle of the pack, honestly. And to be quite honest, I may not have been in the right headspace to enjoy it fully, you know, given that we just lost our cat just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So that could have affected my enjoyment of it. But I really enjoyed this when she turned there at the end. Like, oh, that was that woman. Her acting is so good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Overall, it's okay.
Yeah, when I watched that, I totally didn't even think about the fact that because you had watched it like right after your cat pretty much passed.
Yeah.
And it's all about death and stuff. And I was just like, all right, that's probably not a good thing, but we'll see how that works.
It's as it is.
Yeah. And we forgot to put this up again. So yeah, I mean, my final thoughts on this one would be it was okay. It was not a good finale for season 2. Because imagine if they wouldn't have gotten season 3. This would have been it. That would have been your ending episode. And that's like you don't have one of your main characters there. You're dealing with the Munsters being taken advantage of yet again. So I just don't see that being a good finale to the season, or to potentially could have been the finale to the whole show, which
I really think it would have been better if they'd swapped this with take this job and shovel it and made that the finale, because the family sticking with him at the end, that was great.
Right. Well, that would have been a better one. Yeah, so I mean that's my major thoughts there. You know, people, if you want to punish your spouse, just bury them in the backyard of your own house.
Don't do that. That you can't legally do that.
You can if you get the permission.
Good luck.
And then your house can have its own cemetery.
Yeah, they outlawed personal cemeteries in most states.
And be like, hey, there's been bodies here this whole time. Do it in your gardens, actually, if you're gonna do it, because then it's better for the soil there.
Just don't put your garden in the easement, because then they're going to have a pipe running through them eventually. That I saw photos of that. That has happened.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. So I mean, I have nothing really deep or anything to say about this, unfortunately, because it's the finale, and I wish we had like a good conversation about it. But I thought we had fun during the talk of it, so that was fun. Yeah. So, guys, remember, this is That's Gratitude, season 2 finale, and next time you see us or hear from us, we're going to do basically a chat episode, maybe a recap of some of this stuff, recap of everything that we've been really going on about. So definitely check it out, the next episode when we come out. So it's just going to be season 2 wrap up from the Munsters Today, but it's also going to be what is this considered, Tivis? I'm lost here. A season. Oh, I don't have it on there. Oh boy.
Are you talking about our show now? The confusing internal stuff that you made up?
It'll be a season 5 finale for the Munster Cast. Because we will be taking a break.
No Halloween?
That will be the Halloween episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're mixing that into one. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be all big one episode. So that way you guys get one good episode before we take, and that will be our season 5 finale for the Munster Cast itself. And then we will be back next year after that episode, but we'll get more into that once we know it. We'll be posting on socials when we know the exact date that we will be dropping back. I'm sure we'll probably drop an audio or a video in between then too, just to keep everybody updated as well who only watch or listen. And if you don't follow us on social media, please do so. And if you're not like big social media people, just keep an eye out on like the website and stuff like that. So I know not everybody is on social media, but if you're able to listen to a podcast, just know they're taking your information anyways. So you might as well be on social media and enjoy it.
You don't have to be. There's not much to enjoy anymore.
Yeah.
They took away the games.
I
miss the games.
Yeah. So that was That's Gratitude, guys, and I have a lot of gratitude. Tivis,
I was gonna say, speaking of games, I've gotten to the point.
Wow. I don't need to hear that. By the way, since that came out of Tivis's mouth, I am just going to let everyone know there is some Munster content out there that we will not be watching.
No.
So
absolutely,
if you want to watch it yourself and review it and send your review to us, that's fine. But we will not be reviewing it.
What a way for my mouth to fail me. I've gotten to the point in my being at home with nothing to do that I have actually started recording some board game plays for my personal YouTube, which is Tivis014, which is how you can find me literally anywhere, pretty much. So, if you're into that, you're bored, you got nothing else to do, check it out.
Bored? Who's bored?
Me, mostly. That's why I'm playing board games. Myke put the baby from Dinosaur on a water bottle and is parading it around like a trophy.
Yes, I am. Another great show besides the Munsters. All right. So any final words though for you, Tivis? Are you wait?
Yeah, that was it.
You did said you're posting those to
my YouTube channel.
To
yeah.
your YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Well, guys, with that all said, we will catch y'all next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. Or you can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.
Ha 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 ha!